Hey everyone, we had two Lairs spoiled yesterday, one during the weekly MTG stream when they did the Dragons of Tarkir preview, and another later on their Twitter account where they posted some stuff. So let's get into them. First, we're going to talk about the Lair they spoiled during the weekly stream, and this one's pretty cool. If you like the old school Dragon Lords, this is called They Grow Up So Fast. It's the old Dragon Lords, but they're double-sided. One having a little cute little baby version of them, and the other one just like kind of a new reimagining of their regular form. So let's jump right into them. First up is Dragon Lord of Tarka. This is a $4 card, $10 in the foil. Seen 3 reprints, last saw it 2.5 years ago, ranked 8252 on EDHREC. It's an old school card, so if you're looking to play a 7-drop dragon, this one is pretty neat. Next up, we've got Dragon Lord Dramoka. Baby version looks a little wonky here, but this is a $10 card, $11 in the foil. Seen 5 reprints, last saw it 2 years, 8 months ago. Ranked 2557 on EDHREC. It sees a fair amount of play. It also sees some fringe play in Pioneer, as it's an answer to Phoenix and other kind of decks in your Lotus combo deck. If those are even a thing, I don't know. Pioneer is a dead format, so who knows? After that, we've got Dragon Lord Culligan. This is a $5 card, $10 in the foil. Seen 2 reprints, ranked 7732 on EDHREC. Culligan also received one other Secret Lair treatment reprint. Saw it just about 2 years ago. Yeah, it looks fine. He's nomming on something as a little baby, and I think he's finished eating now in the regular version. Next up, we've got Dragon Lord Ojitai. This is a fine card. But only 40 cents, $5 in the foil. Seen 4 reprints. Last saw this 2 years, 4 months ago. Ranked 5327 on EDHREC. It's a fine card. I think the baby version is possibly a more accurate. It's not super cutesy, but maybe dragon babies aren't actually that cute. So I kind of like how this one looks. While Ojitai has not technically appeared in another Lair, he was in the 30th anniversary promo, so I'm including one here as well. Finally, rounding out the Lair, we've got Dragon Lord Silumgar. I actually quite like the baby in this one. He's a little sleepy boy, and it's pretty cute. This is a $4 card, $5 in the foil. We saw just over a year ago, seen 4 reprints, and it's ranked 5485 on EDHREC. So for the singles price, we've got $23.46, which isn't the worst. It's not the best. It's fine. It's $40 in the foil, so that's pretty nice. I think they hold a special place of nostalgia in some people's hearts, but let's see how they actually play out in the rankings. We've got a 5 here for the financial, and while they're not scarcity plays, Dragon Lords, they just are older cards with not a ton of reprints, but just understand that, some of these Dragon Lords are just older cards, and people, when you're going for that nostalgia, they want the nostalgia of the old cards, and the new cards aren't just doing it for them. Playability gets a 2. Unfortunately, they have just been power crept. There are a lot better cards you can be playing at 7 mana, 5 mana, etc. Art, I gave a 3. I think the front sides look fine. They're cool borderless cards. I think the back sides are fine too. I mean, they're cutesy little babies, but you can only ever see one side of it, so I don't know. I struggle to find the reason to play stuff like this. I do enjoy them. I think they're fine. So yeah, it gets a 3. Non-foil score for They Grow Up So Fast is a 3. The financial just drops down a little bit because the value isn't quite there for the non-foils, but otherwise everything stays the same. Total score for They Grow Up So Fast is a 3.2 in the foil and a 2.5 in the non-foil. Oh, I mean, it's a fine Lair. If you really like the old school Dragon Lords and you don't have them, and you like old, borderless arts instead of like old school cards, I think this is fine. I think that this is a fine pickup, but I'm not jumping out of my seat to get them, but the value is decently there, so nothing too bad. I think it's a pretty average Lair, so yeah, if you like it, snag it. Next, we've got Secret Lair High, Class of 87. Possibly my least favorite Lair ever. I think these look really bad, but let's get after it. First up, we've got AC, Tyrant of Gyre Strait. This is a $9 card, $11 in the foil. I think we actually just got a reprint, 5 months ago. Ranked 953 on EDHREC. The card's only seen a handful of reprints, but man, does this one just stink. Some random guy wearing a dumb little costume in a terribly cropped picture with nothing that explains how the card works at all. I really dislike when we get cards that have mountains of text on them and then have none of it written on the Secret Lair card, so this is a pretty huge miss for me. I don't like it. After that, we've got Angie Falcon Wrath. This hasn't seen a non-foil reprinting, but it's a 50-cent foil, so hooray for that. Seen one reprint before this, saw this 5.5 years ago, ranked 6913 on EDHREC. So this card doesn't see nearly any play. Again, I guess it looks like Angie. It's fine, but it doesn't explain anything she does or, you know, how to play it. And she's kind of green looking. I guess that's because the high school that they're all attending is kind of green, so they all have a green vibe to them. So they put a Rakdos card in it because that makes a ton of sense. After that, we've got Chulane Teller of Tales featuring the most punchable face in Magic. It's a $1 card, $3 in the foil. Seen 2 reprints, ranked 2346 on EDHREC. It sees a lot of play, but you know, God, this is rough. This one looks so rough. Yeah, again, he's got I think 2 paragraphs or at least 2 long sentences on his card, and you know, none of it's featured here. So hopefully you know what this card does. Finally, we've got Rada, Heart of Keld. We saw this almost 5 years ago. It's a 60-cent card in the foil and the non-foil. Seen 2 reprints, ranked 4973 on EDHREC. Again, card doesn't see really any play. I don't even know who runs this card as a commander or anything like that. Again, wearing a green jacket. At least she's Gruul. At least she has Gruul colors on. That makes more sense. Yeah, again, I don't think I've ever seen this card outside of Limited, so very exciting. Moving on to the stats, because that's right, this tragedy of a Lair only has 4 cards in it as well. We've got $10 in single prices here, which is just AC. It's basically it's AC. It's crappy AC the Lair. He's the only value worth anything here. But hey, in the foil, it goes all the way up to $14, so hooray for that. Moving on to the ratings, we've got a 1 in the financials for both the foil and the non-foil, because yeah, there's no value here whatsoever. Playability is a 3. It's slightly more playable than the Dragon Lords, but I think that's just because AC is doing a lot of heavy lifting and raising the average of these 4 cards up quite a lot. Art, I gave a 1. I think this is just the worst treatment we've ever got. I know like 4 of you are gonna love this and really want it, and that's totally fine, but I think for the majority of folks, this just ain't hitting. So total score for Secret Lair High class of 87 is a 1.2 for the foil and the non-foil, because we're also taking half a point off because they are less than 5 cards. Really is a stinker of a Lair, possibly the lowest scoring one I've ever done. Very exciting. Hopefully that will be the lowest one of the super drop, because this one is just rough. Anyways, hope you enjoyed this video. Hit the subscribe button if you want to see more content as it comes out in terms of Secret Lairs. As they give us the previews, I will let you know the numbers and the ratings behind them all as we get to the drop coming up on the 24th. And do remember, SpongeBob is coming out on the 17th. So yeah, plenty of ways to spend your money on terrible cardboard coming up. I know that I love some of this slop, so I'll be getting some. Stay tuned, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.